yours. Go! One shot for the kill, the breeze come freeze up, straight dropping the kills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares, a bomb break sky high, check the movement is here, yeah. It's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours, go! Turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover with the drummer, passion never rests. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. See, I was so good for the go. There's one art, one shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah. It's one art, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Well, welcome everybody tonight. I see we have the Fogel here. Welcome, Fogel. I don't know who else is out there, but if you want to, go ahead and say hi in the chat. We are going to go ahead and bring in Mr. Kyle Watts. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Oh, you sound nice tonight. What are you
Yeah.
using for your audio, huh?
I'm using the Rode NTG video microphone. It's my
Rode.
go-to mic. Yep.
Good microphones. Might be our favorite microphone, producer for YouTube videos and all the content creation we do, huh?
I mean, I don't like to necessarily rep brands all the time. People just think I'm just selling out all the time or something.
I know, right?
But it's not really about selling out. It's more about just using the gear I really like. Hold on, I gotta grab a wireless go here.
Dang it, man!
Obviously,
I should have said, and to our live studio host Kyle Watts with the handheld micro. I mean, that thing is so cool.
People only think you do things because you get paid to do it. And that's not the way we do things over here.
No,
you guys get this Wayne's World.
The only thing that you got from Rode is that wireless go that's on your shirt, and you bought the Gen 1 before that, and you have the interviewer kit, and you have the micro, and you've got the NTG video mic. I mean,
I got almost every Rode mic that's existed, including studio mics for my recording studio, and I got a lot of Rode mics. I'm a big Rode fan.
I'm a big Rode fan too.
Yep.
And I've become a Rode fan seriously when I've see how generous these people are, and they weren't buying me or anything like that. They legitimately wanted to help me out. So to prep this, I guess, do you want to say something before this?
I was going to say, first off, I don't know if anyone caught that Wayne's World reference.
That
was supposed to be the joke, where he's wearing a full Reebok outfit with a Pizza Hut box and.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
I need to watch that movie in a while.
Rode for me has been a microphone I've been using for years, and I did get these wireless Go 2s sent to me recently, so your box is a little bit bigger than mine was.
Let's see where it is.
I don't know. Yeah. So Rode sent. Rode's been trying to send this now for a few months because I think something was back ordered.
I have not opened it yet either, so I've been sometimes people will pre-open the boxes, and both bottom and the top, everything is sealed shut. So this is the first time I've seen this, and I don't know what's in here because I told Rode to surprise me. I told Rode what I needed, and the guy's like, "All right, I got you covered," and I'm like, "Okay, sweet." And I totally forgot about it because like this was back what I told you about this. What was it back in August or something?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, well, I guess he really didn't want to send it to me. But I guess whatever item, like there was one item in here that was on back order, and he said that when that came back in stock, the whole thing would ship. So
right.
The Rode has been very. I mean, so I got a first person I got to do a big shout out to for this is our buddy Jared Spink. Both Kyle and I have been on his podcast. It's the Hive podcast. I love listening to it and just hearing other creators' stories. And I think Jared does a really good job of like walking these creators through a set show where you kind of know what to expect when you listen to it, but then you also get some surprises along the way from depending on each creator and how they answer these questions and how you can relate to them. So he does a really good job of doing the show, and he had both Kyle and I on it, and I stupidly didn't put him in the bottom of the description, but when this video is over, I'll go and copy both the links to the Hive podcasts that Kyle and I were on, and we'll put it down in the description. You should check it out. He has video version on YouTube, and he also does all the major podcast applications, Apple and all that stuff. So just go check it out. The Hive podcast. It's very good. Anyway, after I was on it,
you get some pretty good guests there too. So
he got a lot of great guys. He got your Lindgren a number of times. He's got Tom Buck. He's got all the big City. I think has City be on it? I don't know. I think he has. I don't know. He's got a lot of creators on there. But
he's a big road guy as well. And I actually reached out to Jared and saw if he was going to come on today, last minute with us. But he's editing some client videos right now, so he's a bit busy at the moment. Otherwise, he'd be on here too.
Working hard for the money. Maybe he'll slip into the chat at some point tonight and say hi. But yeah, go definitely check him out. Anyway, so after I was on the podcast, one of the things I was talking to him about, I was like, man, my audio. I just lost a whole like 30-minute video that I recorded because I recorded it at my school, and my microphone was picking up RF frequency noise, and I had a Deity D3 Pro. I use it as my shotgun mic, kind of like Kyle uses NTG video mic, and it was like giving me RF noise, and I thought maybe it was just me, maybe it was just a building, maybe I just can't microphone anything up in my building. Then I was talking to Dobo, I did the live stream in Drone Brews with him, and I was talking to him one day, and then he's like, "Oh, dude, I had that same microphone issue, and the shielding is just really bad in the Deity. They don't put enough shielding on it to block all the RF noise." He said it happened to him when he was like just using FPV drone, so he's getting a lot of RF frequency noise. So anyway, all that to say, Jared emailed this guy from Rode, and this guy from Rode emailed me and just said, "Hey, what do you want? What do you need to make your life easier?" And I didn't tell him what I told him. Well, I need a good talking head mic, and I need and he's like, "Well, what do you want? Just tell me what product you want." And I said, "You know what? I'll tell you what I need to use it for, and you just surprise me, and I'll I just want to be surprised." And so I figured this would be a cool time to just kind of open the box and see my reaction to the whole thing.
I guess I should have said surprise me too, because I said I wanted a wireless Go too, and that's exactly what I got.
Well, the funny part was I knew that he was having issues. He wanted a wireless Go too, and I was like, you know what? I'll email this guy and ask him. So I said, "Hey, my buddy Kyle, here's some of his videos. He needs a wireless to Go to because he's been having he couldn't get the wind muffs to connect properly on the Gen 1s, and they've kept sending him out different wind muffs and it never worked." So and he was like, "Oh, no problem." And he got his before me, and I'm like, "Dude, what the heck? Where's my package?" And I didn't really think anything of it. And then all of a sudden today, my wife's like, "Did you order something from UPS? You have a huge box here." I'm like, "No, what could it be? Did Rode finally send me something?" And so sure enough, I got there, and there was a big Rode on the side of the box. So anyways,
speaking of Jared, he's actually
Rode is not sponsoring this video. Rode did not tell me I had to do this video. I'm just super duper excited, and I wanted to do this little unboxing and see what they sent me. So without further ado, let's just open this box.
So real quick before you pop the thing out, Brad asked if you have removed your address labels on the box.
No, but they're going to be facing me, and you're not going to see the box because there's no way I can. This box is too big to put up on the table. This is not the address box. It's something else. But
if you get a RodeCaster, I'm going to be mad.
What?
If there's a RodeCaster in there, I'm going to be mad.
if there's a RodeCaster in here, I'm gonna be like jumping for freaking joy.
Podcast. Yeah. And it came from Australia too. That's the Brad was asking it. That's half
Well,
the
I
delay.
think they have a U.S. office they ship everything from.
Mine came from Australia. My box, anyways. So,
Huh.
yeah, their main headquarters is in is it Melbourne? I think.
So there's like tons of popcorn in here.
Oh, that's the worst. You should have set up an overhead cam for this, Paul.
What was that?
You should have set up an overhead cam for this.
Yeah.
If you only had a
I don't have
ZV-1.
anything yet. There's a lot of popcorn.
So my guess, based off the size of this box, you might have gotten the new Rode pod mic arm that sits on a desk, which would be really sweet. That's something that I definitely want to get soon. I'm rigging my
frickin'
NTG
way.
up.
No freaking way. No freaking way. All right, I'm gonna take this box down. It's getting in the way. Holy cow. Look at this thing. The freaking NTG 5.
NTG 5. Wow. Well, you now have a new studio mic, Paul.
Yeah. And who knows it? I might be using it as my podcast mic too. I don't know.
We'll see what you got in that box, I guess. So the NTG 5 is a outstanding kind of boom arm microphone. It's good for studio use. We got a
W2
for it.
What is this for?
It's a WS2. It's probably the. Oh, you're probably gonna have a Rode pod mic in there, I bet, because I believe that's the windscreen for the Rode pod mic.
I got a PSM1 shock mount.
Okay, so they might have sent you a NT1A condenser mic, like a large diaphragm.
I did get one of these.
Is that the new one or the old one?
Looks like the old one.
Okay. Oh, I bet you they sent you that mic. That's probably the mic they're giving you. This is exciting.
Oh, I've been wanting this microphone. Yes. I finally have the same microphone you do now.
Yep.
Woohoo!
So just a quick little thing while you're unboxing that too. Oh,
they sent me the
podcaster. Okay.
The podcaster. I thought they were going to send me the pod mic, but it looks like they said, I don't think there's anything else in the box. Let me see.
No, that's well, the pod mic is kind of the entry level version of that mic. It's about $100 microphone. It's a great for anyone who's starting out with podcasts or kind of studio desk stuff. That one is a more serious, kind of expensive, great sounding mic from Rode.
Wow. I'm blown away.
It's crazy.
I can't wait to see what this all sounds like. I guess, well, clearly I'm not going to be using the NTG5 for my podcast mic. I mean, I've heard people use, like shotgun mics as a podcast mic. They sound really good, but I'm clearly going to be using this bad boy. I know that Ken had one for a while and he switched back to the but this thing looks, I was not expecting this.
Yeah, I think the one Ken had was the pod mic.
He had the pod mic and then he went and bought this one, I believe.
Okay.
And then he used this one for a period of time, went back to the pod mic because it was smaller, I guess. I don't know. And then, but dang, that is crazy. I was not expecting this. Like Rode, if you're listening to me, thank you. I know that Nick, he emailed me last week and told me that my package was still going to be sent whenever one of the back ordered items was, which was probably the NTG video mic or the NTG5. Both have been like out of stock at B&H for forever, it seems. But he said that whenever they came back in stock, it was going to ship. And he actually resigned last week. Friday was his last day. And he gave me the name of the guy that I'm going to be talking with in the future if I needed anything or help with this order or something. But he's moved on. But Nick, if you happen to watch this, dude, thank you so much. Like, You definitely surprised me. I was not expecting a podcast. I honestly, said like a stream microphone, and I thought you were just gonna send me a pod mic, which would have been sweet in and of itself. But dang, like a pod. I'm excited to pull this stuff out. I should pull it out right now and just unplug it. I'm not gonna do that right
And
now.
also, Nick, thank you too for the Rode Wireless Go 2. If anyone has this set, by the way, this little thing that you can buy on Amazon right now, I know Ken just did a video on this. This charging unit, I wish Rode made. I wish Rode would make this, because this is genius. It's an awesome little charger that you can put the wireless Goes in, and you can like charge it without being plugged in, because it's like a, what do you call this thing? It's like a power bank basically. So now they're all charging. Rode, if you're out there too, like you guys should make this product, because this company is going to make a lot of money selling this device for your guys' stuff. So
Jared Spink must have a moment of free. He's down in the chat. You see that?
what's up?
Jared Spink is in the chat.
Yeah, I said that a minute ago.
Oh, sorry. I must have been just like in awe of all the free stuff.
Oh, I know. It's fun when you get. So here's the funny story. So Paul, you got me these wireless Go 2s as well,
right?
And so Paul teased the fact that there's something coming in the mail for me, and I was like, okay, well that's fun. It'll be there. He's like, it'll be soon. And
Jake Sloan, if you missed it, you can keep talking, Kyle. I'm going to show Jake everything.
D3 Pro or D4? What? Oh. So yeah, I'm expecting the wireless Goes, and then I get this box, this really weird, huge box, and I open it up, and it's this like metal print of this crazy drone picture over this valley with a railroad, and I'm like, what did Paul send me? I don't understand what this is. And I was reading it, and I'm like, Jensen-Eric. I'm like, I don't know what this says. And then I finally realized after I was like 2 minutes into like unboxing this that it was do you remember Preston Jensen? He was in the comments last week.
Yeah.
So he sent me this awesome metal print.
Oh, the metal print. Yeah.
So you saw it when you were at the house the other day. But I thought you sent that to me, and I was so confused by that. Is that the new PSA ones? Is that the new arm?
It's not the new one. It looks like the old one.
Okay.
I don't care. They both are amazing.
Yeah. The new one is, I think, a little quieter. I mean, you're going to set it up and not probably move it anyway, so it'll be fine.
Right now I'm using like a cheap newer arm.
Yeah.
That's like $12. So
honestly, my setup is kind of interesting too. I'll kind of get wonky here for a second. So I'm using a desk mount that broke for like a light stand, and then I have a magic arm connected to my my Rode. What do you call it? NTG video mic. This is also my favorite mic I've ever used. Hands down.
I am super, super excited to be using it, and I think it's be cool now we both have the same microphone, because we were shooting together this past weekend, and I think you're editing a vlog that's coming out this week, right?
Yep. Well, it's done. I gotta just post it. I gotta come up with a thumbnail. That's it.
And the funny part is, like, I just need to get a music subscription service, so I gotta subscribe to Epidemic. My other subscription kind of ran out on my other service, so I'm in the middle of switching. I'm gonna go to Epidemic, and then but yeah, I mean, so I needed to get that so I can edit the video. There was actually a lot of footage of like me talking to the camera, more than I thought, for over our whole trip. So I think I can make a full on vlog. Like, it's like 5 minutes, and I haven't even shown any footage of us shooting together. Like, it's just that was like all building up from me leaving on the plane to like trying to surprise you when you're like, hey honey, I don't want to come up there. My foot hurts.
See, you didn't give me the footage from that. You didn't give me the footage from that camera. You just gave me the footage from your.
Oh yeah. I didn't.
Whatever it was, A7S3. Yeah. So I only got. Well, it's funny because I was running out of some B-roll when I was doing some stuff, and I'm like, I only have this one shot. And Andrew's like, I showed Andrew. She's like, I don't like that clip. You should replace it. I'm like, I don't have anything else. And then I'm like, wait, hold on. Paul gave me his card. So I pulled up your card, and there was like exactly what I wanted. It was in there. So some of your footage.
You had a lot of shots of me, and I had a lot of shots of you. So.
Yeah. My video. So I wanted to make a video talking about the A7S III in photography, because this camera is pretty outstanding for photography still. Unless you're printing like a billboard or something like that, then you need that A1.
I agree.
but I also wanted to shoot like a weekend vlog because I wanted to capture the weekend when you came up here. I felt like I gave up on that a little bit because most of the fun parts, I wouldn't say fun necessarily, but most of the interesting things for a storyline of a weekend vlog that happened didn't get recorded with all the different craziness going on and things that happened, and you'll see it later. But that didn't get recorded, so we only had the footage from when we were talking about taking photos in Two Harbors. Somehow I made like a 15-minute video out of it. So I don't know. I had a lot more there than you thought I did. And my video is gonna be I switched up some music, so I'm using some stuff that I wouldn't normally use, and I think it's gonna be an interesting video. I just have to come up with a thumbnail and a title and a description and all that fun stuff.
Those are the
makes
hardest
YouTube
parts
videos.
for like vlogging type of videos too.
Honestly, I gotta go get one of those those like things you can put the little like label maker where you can make it say something. I need to get something. The one thing that I saw when I was hanging out with Potato Jet Gene is he put on the back of his camera thumbnail ? And I don't know if I actually would close the screen enough to actually see it though, because a lot of times I close the screen like this.
That's funny because a lot of times we'll go through and we'll do everything and not get a good thumbnail.
Right. And he put a little like one of those. He put one of the old school ones where you have to press the letters in, and it just said thumbnail ? And I thought that was a genius idea to remember to shoot thumbnails, because honestly, we should have put this camera down somewhere up in Duluth or North Shore and taken a photo so we could use for thumbnails.
I know, dang it.
But it's something that I know half of your clips you're going to notice when that I gave to you that was from my camera. I was using this microphone, and when you use this microphone, it's very apparent. This mic has like a very different sound to it.
It's so crispy.
It's similar to the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, but I think that one has a lot more low end and it doesn't have a lot of mids. It's got a decent high and a decent low, but I think the mids are a little bit scooped on that microphone. And I like how this one is way more pronounced, and it's got the perfect low end, perfect mid range, and depending on if you have the dead cat on or not, perfect high end. When I put the dead cat on this microphone, I actually there's a button on the side where you can turn up like a high shelf boost, and that adds that little bit of crispness up high. So if you guys are looking for microphones for on camera, I would say, like, these mics are awesome. They are only $50, and these things sound pretty good too. Paul, you got like 3 of these, I think, right?
Oh yeah, I have those. That's why I was using the weekend, because it's
these things sound great. The low end's a little bit lacking. You can tweak all of the settings with EQ to make it sound kind of more like this, but and I've had to do that before between microphones and different videos. But this thing, if you're looking for a mic, just spend like $250 and find one of these. You might even find them for like $199 at this point. This is one mic that I'm probably not gonna put away for a long time.
Oh,
it's just like sure. It's just like the VideoMic Pro Plus. Like, people who have that, they don't upgrade. They like the mic. They like the fact that they still have to pump 9-volt batteries or whatever the thing takes. They just like the sound and they're used to it, and they don't like to screw around with it. And I like this one because you can control the volume really easily from the back, and it's an awesome microphone. So, what's the question?
We got a question here. Have you tried the Rode Connect? I was wondering how it works with the Rode VideoMic NTG. Have you ever used the Rode Connect?
I just downloaded it for the Wireless Go, but I'm not aware that it worked with the NTG, I guess.
I was not aware either. I thought it was only for the Rode Wireless Go. So unfortunately, we will check that out. This is my like first time getting this microphone, so I've only used it from secondhand from other people. I've never used it with the app, if that is even possible.
Yeah,
but
you are gonna have to get one part though, Paul. Sorry, I got all my Rode stuff in the back of my. You need this, Paul.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't send that to me. Why didn't they? What
I don't know.
They never go buy it. No, I'm just kidding.
They don't even like say which filter you need, but
WS11.
Yeah, if you're getting the video mic, you want to get the WS11. That's the windscreen for that mic.
And is that the one where you can does it slide over the foam piece, or does it have the foam piece built into it?
No, you have to take the foam piece off. This one has a built-in foam piece that's really, really squishy, and
Yeah, I have a dead cat that slides over a foam piece if I wanted to, but I probably should get the one that's actually
Yeah,
made for
you know, and
Rode.
I did a test on that microphone recently where you're on a boosted board and the mic's facing me. So it's trying to see if it gets any wind noise from the back. And that windscreen does pretty well. There is a Movo brand one that has like a big kind of like foam donut on the outside. I don't know if that might help at all for wind, but yeah, honestly, I don't know what the only thing I could think the Rode Connect would work for, Paul, is the USB part of the mic.
Oh, Brad. So he said he thinks that Hassan said he thinks they updated to work with it. So we'll have to try that out, Hassan. Thanks for that information, man. Brad is right. The NTG video kit includes that wind muff. It includes the WS10
Oh, yeah, in that one, the NTG.
in this kit, and I'm never going to use this outside. Well, I say that, but I
mean,
don't
if
think
you're
I'll use it
filming-
at outside at the same time I'm using the NTG5.
I want to
so I did get one.
I want to see Paul out there with a boom arm, just sitting there booming someone, because that's really what that kind of mic is more geared for, is a studio application and a boom arm.
Yeah,
That's why that has that specific handle on it.
yeah. It looks the shotgun handle. That's so cool. Oh, the pistol grip.
Yep.
I mean,
That is a very good.
I really want
microphone.
the Sony K2M or the K3M now, so that I can run it directly into the camera and not have to sync it up in post.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah,
think
because
I'm
that
gonna
is
sync
an
it up in post.
XLR, and you will need phantom power if you're using that as like a podcast mic or something. I don't know what interface you have, but
Yeah, I have the same interface that you do. We go
just the
to phantom
focus, right?
power.
Okay, yeah.
NTG, yes, the video mic NTG does not include the wind muff. It just includes the foam cover.
Yeah, it comes with hold on.
The Pro kit does.
It comes with this. And if you don't use either the foam cover or wind muff outside, it is a disaster. That mic is very sensitive. I tried it
You
once.
said the wind muff is it the same one this one is, right? The WS10, is that what it is?
Nope, WS11.
Oh, so maybe the size is a little bit different.
Yep.
We'll see. I'll mess with it. See if it's
I think it needs
different.
to cover the holes on the back, but yeah, the foam cover doesn't. I mean, you can take it outside. If it's not windy, it'll be fine. But if there's any wind, the foam cover doesn't do anything. I use it inside the studio to help. I used to use this mic without any any cover on it in studio, and I was getting a little bit more reflection sounds in the room. And then I put the foam cover on, and it kind of helps kill out some of the high end a tiny bit. But
I mean, yeah. So like, I think so. You would say this is probably your favorite. So if I would say that if anybody is starting out YouTube, if you need a microphone and you just want the best for a variety of things, talking head, vlogging, anything, this is the mic to get. The NTG video mic or the video mic NTG from Rode. It's not. It's like $50 more than like the Deity, but I have the Deity and I experienced a lot of RF frequency noise in my school because I have a lot of like wireless gear, and I've heard of other people that have, like, when they're flying FPV drones, they get the controllers use a lot of those, and they get a lot of noise in their videos. So, and those same people that had problems with Deity didn't have problems with this mic because it's a little bit better shielded. I think Rode does a better job of shielding their stuff. It's really good quality microphone, nice build. So I would spend the extra money and upgrade to this, and then but if you're on a tight budget and you just want a good microphone to vlog with,
the small one, yeah,
the Rode Micro, man, Micro.
I love how you got a black one though. I have the older one, it's red. I kind of like the black back because it's a little more discreet.
Yeah, I got this microphone probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Okay, yeah, mine was about 4 years ago as well. These are good mics. These are still good too, but like they're not that mic for sure. They're not the video NTG. They have very different sounds. But yeah, the one thing that, like I said before, great studio, great on camera, but it's a USB mic. That's what's one of the coolest things is this thing has like a headphone jack on the side of it. And you can actually plug in your headphones to it and use it as like a voiceover mic, a USB mic. So you're getting 3 mics in one. That's why that NTG video mic is one of my favorite microphones.
So we kind of answered this question already, but let's just I think he just asked it, and I want to make sure we get it right in. The best mic to start vlogging? What would you say?
I mean, depends on your budget. If you buy the Video Micro, you won't go wrong with this, and I still use this all the time.
Yeah, it's like so small and easy to just throw in your camera bag, and in those times where you need it or you don't like this. The NTG 5, you have to make sure you charge it. So I always bring my micro with me just in case, for whatever reason, that it's not charged. The battery life lasts long in this thing, but
it's like 30 hours or something.
And then you can like leave it plugged into the camera, and it'll automatically turn on when you turn your camera on. But it's
if you're just starting though, the Rode Video Micro is probably the best mic you're going to get, period. I know there's a lot of DD and a lot of other ones out there, but this one is the closest sounding to the NTG video mic, and it's $50. So that's like, it's hard to beat that. If you have the money and you want to have an investment into a microphone that's going to last you a long time, I'd get the VideoMic NTG. I don't think they have a plan on replacing it anytime soon. And if they do, it's still going to be a good mic, and having good audio in your videos is as important, if not more, than good video. So
yeah, I mean, you should just check out Kyle's videos. You like the way he sounds. I mean, he's literally using this VideoMic NTG in all his videos.
Most of my videos, or this one.
Yeah.
Or the Wireless Go. I use all three Rode products. So
in your studio talking sessions, you're mainly just plugging
studio stuff's all this. Yep.
This, yeah.
With minimal processing.
And right now you're actually using it. So that's the other cool thing about this microphone is when you get this, like the Video Micro, it's pretty much just for on your camera. That's it. But like this microphone right here will plug. You could plug in USB to your computer and use it as your streaming microphone, like Kyle's doing right now. It's just a very versatile mic, and it just sounds good in a lot of different applications.
So he's asking, how are we doing the noise gate and compressor? So this mic sounds like it's compressed and has a noise gate, but it's honestly just, it's a USB mic. It's got a nice low end, and it's quiet in my room. So you're not hearing, it sounds like a gate. And this microphone sounds like it's got compression kind of built into it.
And that's the good thing about using these microphones in your rooms. They're gonna cut, they're shotguns, so they're directional. They're not supposed to be picking up a lot of the rear noise or the side noise. It's supposed to be shooting directly onto wherever you point it. So essentially the best way to get the least amount of noise in your videos is to get it literally as close to your head as possible, just out of the shot. So like if it was me, I'd be like, oh, I put it first of all as close to me as possible where it doesn't get in the shot, and then just creep it up until you just finally don't see it in the shot anymore, and just make sure it's pointing towards your mouth, and you're going to get the best like sound out of this microphone. And it won't, honestly, you don't have to have a fully treated room. It'll still sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it helps to have a treated room.
I mean, it helps to have a
one
treated
thing I
room.
noticed though too is if your room is reverby, if you actually just put these things on, it actually cuts down some of your reverb as well. If you do want to look into plugins though for post-production, the Waves NS1 is what I use. It's a great noise suppressor. It's not quite a gate, but it kind of is. It cuts in and kind of closes a little bit, so it is kind of a gate, but it's more magical than that, and it's like a $30 plugin.
Yeah, he told me about it, and I mean, if you get the Waves plugin, it does magic to your voice just by cutting out any extra noise.
And I just only put it to about 10-20% max, depending on the environment, but it just, you turn it on, you put it the first thing in your post processing, and then after that you can put compression and EQ and all that stuff. But so Paul, I think there's someone maybe
Doc, what's up, man? Yes, I did a review, or I bought these Sunoco mics or whatever. And I was supposed to review them on my channel, and I never ended up doing it. And then I was going to sell them, and Doc's like, hey, I'll buy them off you. And I'm like, Doc, you're a big supporter of me when I was just starting out with Dobo on his Drone Brews channel, and I went ahead and sent it out to him for free because I like sharing love when I can and when I can afford to do it. So I'm glad that you're getting good use out of those Sunoco mics, better than I would be. I got the wireless Go's, but I'm glad that they work out great for you. I think he got the dual kit, so he pretty much got like the knockoff version of the Rode wireless Go 2. I think is what he got. I forget. I can't remember if he had the one or the two. But Thomas Ariels, what's up, man? Did I cut you off from saying anything else? Did you say something?
Oh no, I was just saying there might be someone that wants to join us in a minute here.
Oh, you're right. I did. I invited somebody special in here because I didn't. I'm glad you pay attention because I was totally
I think
not paying
this
attention.
person might be running their audio through the RodeCaster,
and he might have a way better sounding setup than we do because he's the RodeCaster Pro. He is.
Although I don't think he's using a Rode mic there.
I can't hear you guys. Hold on.
You can't?
Okay, well, we'll go back to.
We'll just leave him in there.
Okay.
We like seeing his amazing Hive podcast set up there. It's okay. So this is, for those who you don't know, we talked about this guy earlier, Mr. Jared Spink. He has the Hive podcast, and he is the whole reason why Rode sent me all this crazy good stuff today. I'm just like in awe that he had the hookup. Hey, can you hear us now?
I can now, man. Stupid AirPods.
Stupid. Honestly, Paul can tell you 2 minutes before we went on, mine weren't working. It's like they want to connect, and then you're like, all of a sudden you open your phone, boom, they go to your phone.
Yeah,
and then you're scrambling, and
like they went to my phone. I turned them off my phone, put them back on my computer, and like it says they were hooked up, but nothing was happening.
Oh, Thomas, you said you were in here. I was so excited. You're right. I was so excited. I just did not see your comment, man. That's hilarious. Thanks so much for joining us for the whole thing here, buddy. That was awesome. Work calls. Watching later. Hey, Hassan. Thanks, man. Hassan. That's the second time I've seen that name. The other, while we're on here, Jared will get a sneak peek of this too. For those of you who do not know, we're in the middle of rebranding this channel from the Alpha Shot, the live stream, to we're going to call it Creator Camp, and just kind of playing on that whole one time at Camera Camp thing and just a number of things. And this is the new logo that this guy designed for us off Fiverr. Man, I paid $35 for this, and this guy just nailed it out of the park. I told him exactly what I wanted for this top part up here, where I sent him a bunch of pictures from Camera Camp of what the lake looked like. And I said I wanted there to be a little tent on there. I wanted the guy to be riding around on a one wheel, taking some photos. Because I showed him there was a clip of Josh Yo riding back and forth on the lake, and so he had that kind of reference of what I was kind of going for. And then I just said, and just put a guy somewhere taking a photo somewhere, And I guess the guy on the guy taking the photo is me, and Kyle's the cool guy on the one wheel, because we know if I got on one wheel, I'd probably crash and burn. And
I would too. I mean, I have skateboards and stuff, but I've never done a one wheel.
But no, that's our
whole
new
idea
logo.
the whole idea with the name is that everybody that was involved in the Sony Camera Camp, as well as anyone who wasn't, wants to do that, wants to go there, wants a place to go and hang out with other creators. And that's what this live stream is eventually going to be, is the place where people can kind of come hang out. So we're going to get lots of different YouTubers, different creators, maybe some filmmakers on the stream talking about whatever we want to talk about, whether it's gear or how to YouTube or what movie they just saw last week. It's just, we want to make this kind of like a club hangout, a little
entertaining, not just your typical interviewing somebody and asking a bunch of common questions that you hear. We want it to be different, so almost talking around a campfire. You get to know the person a little bit more intimate,
We're planning some segments so that it'll be keeping it, every 10 minutes we'll open a new segment on the channel or something. I have some funny things in the works if we can get it filmed. And then maybe the goal in the long run is if it gets, if it gets hyped enough, maybe we'll me and Paul are kind of looking into what it's going to be to rent a camp for a weekend or a few days somewhere, whether it's in Colorado or Ohio or Montana, somewhere that's cool. I mean, there's summer camps all over Ohio. That's why I said it. But
right.
If we could do that, I know I've already messaged a couple people some bigger channels, and Paul sent them the logo, and they're like, oh, I'm in. When are we going to do it? And Paul's like,
we already have a list of people who want to be on the stream. We just gotta, we want it to be perfect.
Not even the stream, but we had some people that want to come to this.
They
thought immediately
I sent somebody and he's like, when can I come?
Yeah, it's like, well, if it's hyped enough, we'll do it. We just need to get some sponsors on the channel to help us out a little bit, because I know summer camps are expensive and you're paying for staff, and you know it's not cheap to do a summer camp, but that would be kind of fun to have. I think Jared would love to come out. He said, I told him earlier, and he said, yeah, if it's in California, it'd be really nice. What's the fun about going to California though? You want to go somewhere, Jared?
Oh, dude.
Although you take like three steps out of your neighborhood, and yeah, there's a forest and mountains, and although Paul, like you saw Minnesota looked pretty much the same, and then we started going north, and it like dramatically changed once you got north.
Oh man, north was so beautiful. I wish we had 2 full days like we were intending to have, like to do more stuff like that, but it's okay. At least we got a pretty good sized day up there, and it just means I got to come back, right? I mean,
yep. I'll have that video up tomorrow, so if you guys want to check that video, it's on my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and all that fun stuff that Paul says. But yeah, if you guys want to see what we did on the weekend, and a lot of it was using some of these Rode mics and A7S3s and whatever.
So Jared, you're on here.
Yeah.
What do you?
I came just apparently to hang out and listen to you guys.
What do you think about, like, what is your professional opinion on the Rode mic? I mean, I'd like to hear what you have to say. What is your favorite? What do you like about them, and so on?
About Rode in general, man, I just think they make great products, great reliable products for a super affordable price as well. So I think their quality control is amazing. Like, you're never really going to get anything bad from them. And the rare instance that maybe you have an issue, their customer service is on it. You can send it to them. They'll send you most of the time they don't even fix it. They just send you a new one, like just a replacement. Here you go. Because they want their customers to be as happy as possible. And like they really treat the creator community right, man. They're a great brand.
Wow, that hit it right on the nail. When that guy from Rode said, "Hey, I'll send you whatever you need. What do you need?" I'm like, "What? I only have like 1,000 subscribers, right? I don't." They didn't care. They're just like, we're just doing this to help support you. We want, we have a good friend of yours, Jared. He says he needs some help, so we want to help you out. It's like, well, wow, thanks.
Yeah, man.
And thanks, Jared, man.
I'm surprised you haven't put it on yet, like the pod mic, or not the pod mic, but the whatever mic they sent you.
I just didn't want to
There's going to be some setup there.
We'll let next week be the shocker. Maybe later I might go and plug it. I don't know. It's still in the box. I'm like, what? I didn't think they're gonna send me the podcast. I thought they were really just gonna send me the cheaper, like $100 pod mic, and they went out and sent some of the Big Daddy. Have you ever used this one before?
That thing's nice. I haven't used that one. I hear it's great, man. And honestly, it's probably because the pod mic is hard to come by, and they probably have plenty of those. So there you go. I'm sure they were waiting on the NTG5.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, NTG. From what I hear, this is the reason why I didn't get it in August, because this has been on back order, and I wonder if B&H even had. I mean, this thing is. I looked on the list, and that was why I was like, this
I use it for client work all the time. It's fantastic.
Oh, you use the NTG5?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Now, how do you run that? Do you have do you do your audio separate? Do you run in like a Zoom H6 or something?
Yep, Zoom H6. Occasionally, like if I'm doing an A and a B cam, and we're doing like a handheld setup, then one of the that'll live on one of the cameras. But if we're just doing like a talking head interview piece, then yeah, it's boomed right above the talent.
Are we talking
it's
like
funny? The NTG5 is still out of stock.
As soon as it's out of frame, So
right.
Depends on your shot. Yeah. Do you have the NTG video mic too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have that one as well. So you got what's the Rode products you have?
The RodeCaster, a few pod mics, the video NTG, NTG5, Wireless Go 2. What's the VideoMic Pro Plus? the
Okay.
the OG, well, the second
The
OG
OG,
one that
yeah.
everybody was using, and then the micro, and then a few little just accessories and attachments.
Nice. That's a
Yeah.
pretty big list.
Yeah, usually, I mean, I stick with them for the most part until, you know, the Shure SM7B is kind of like, you can't go wrong with it, and it sounds good
So
on
yeah,
everybody.
I mean, so in our recording studio, I have like the God, I can't remember the names of these mics right off. I definitely was it NT5s or is it the NTs? I can't remember. It's my overhead mics. It's my overhead pencil mics for my drum set. I have
Yeah, I actually have the match pair.
Yes.
the match pair.
Yes.
Yeah,
I gotta-
there's two
I gotta
ones.
set-
I have
I gotta
both
set of
the
those.
cheaper ones and the like more expensive ones. I had the one though. The original ones I had were the ones that they kind of got a copyright infringement on, where they had copied like these Newman mics basically, and they had to change them for copyright reasons, I guess. So my original ones are like irreplaceable at this point because they're like they basically are like Newman pencil mics that are awesome. But I had like the NTA, I think is what it is, the large condenser mic. I have a couple of those for like just room mics in general. And then I was using that for like main vocals all the time, but then I picked up that SM7B Shure mic, and mainly because we record a lot of like kind of screaming bands, and that SM7B is probably like one of the best mics you can get for screaming, because you can just like lay on that mic. But also that mic is like kind of one of the nicest broadcast mics out
Mhm.
there, I think. Period.
Mm.
I know there's some better. There's the Shure makes another one that's a better, supposed to be their broadcast mic. It's like white. I can't remember what the name of it is. Looks more like that one you just got, Paul, that podcaster one.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like the RE20 or something like that. But that 7B, it's a hard mic to pass up, and I think so. I'd be curious to see what that new one's gonna be like, Paul, because I think that's gonna be along the lines more of that Shure mic. Just that
Yes.
that SM7B is just, it's got just the right spot for
Yeah, and you'll have to see if you need, you know, a preamp, because I mean that's the biggest issue a lot of people run into is they're using a super nice high-end mic,
yeah.
but they're not getting enough gain to it, so it still sounds like crap because it sounds super noisy
Right.
because there's not enough gain. So
You gotta
take a
is
look at that. You might need to get like a preamp, but I mean you can get one for like $99.
Yeah. Or
Well, I
you
have
might-
I use a Scarlett 2i2 from Focusrite, but
Mm.
I don't know. It's not
Yeah.
really
Well,
preamp. It has built-in preamps, but it's not really.
what do you got on that the 7B? Do you got a cloud lifter on that, Jared?
Yeah. So I'm using the Coda Stealth right now, right here.
Okay, okay.
And then I also have the SE Dynamite. So they're
Okay.
inline preamps instead of going to like a box like the Cloud Lifter. These are just
Yeah.
you're technically supposed to plug them straight into the microphone, but because this is such a short run, when I was using this, I would plug it straight into the back of the RodeCaster because I didn't want to see some big giant like red shotgun shell
Mhm.
thing sticking out the top of my mic. and with the Compass boom arm, because this is like, I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's this like round little thing bump right here. It really kind of just makes it so it barely plugs into the mic. There's just not enough room. So this was just living in the back of the RodeCaster, not the way you're supposed to use it, but it works just fine. The Stealth is just slightly, I mean, the outer perimeter is just slightly too big to fit into the back of the RodeCaster. So it has to go into the mic.
Okay.
But
yeah, I
isn't the
know they
Stealth
say
pretty
normally
cheap?
cloud
yeah,
lifters
like
are kind of
$99.
expensive. Yeah, cloud lifter's a little bit more. I think it's maybe 150 or something.
Mhm.
At least when I bought one, it was more expensive. The they're supposed to put the longer part of the cable towards the preamp and the shorter towards the mic. So as long as it's shorter, it's fine, I guess. But
We got a question here. So we'll let you both help answer this one. I'm having trouble deciding between a ZV-1, an ZE-10, A6400, or A6600, and the A7C. I'm totally new to cameras, and other than my phone, what do you guys recommend you start with?
ZVE10.
all of them. Honestly, that question is very loaded to me because I have all of those cameras except for the A7C.
And I have that one. I'm using it right now.
I would definitely say it really depends on your budget. If you can afford the A6600, go with the A6600. If you can afford the A7C, go with the A7C.
Yeah.
Both of those are blowout. Both those cameras blow away the other ones. The 6600 has active stabilization, which the A6400 does not have. I'm shooting on the A6400.
No. The A6600 does not have active stabilization. It just has built-in IBIS.
It has built-in IBIS. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The A6400 has no stabilization whatsoever, and you get good at being stable at some point. So it's maybe a learning lesson. Like now when I'm using the other camera, it's a lot easier because I'm so used to being like very controlled with the other one. But
at the
really
same time,
yeah.
I feel like the stabilization really only helps with photos, like
it's
keeping them
still,
like.
I mean, if you're just doing like a video, especially zoomed in, and you're holding the camera like this, it will still be a little bit swayy at times, but it'll get rid of this jitter. Like I remember even Potato Jet, they did a thing with the A6400 versus 6600, same lens, and the one just looked like you're going like this, and then the other one was just steady. So it really depends what you can afford. The ZV-1 is an awesome camera. You can put it in your pocket. I've maybe in 2 weeks from now, Paul, I think I'll have that video out at Disney.
For vlogging, I feel like the ZV-1 is the best. If you're just vlogging, I mean, even Peter Lindgren uses it for all his vlogs because it's just so easy to carry around in a little, pistol grip holster on the side, like a, almost like a fanny pack, like a dad. You just slip it out, or you can flip it in your pocket. But
I would go with the A7C if you can afford it. Right, that's gonna be the best out of all of them. I would skip the A6400, and like it's just a little outdated now compared to what's out there.
Yeah.
But if you couldn't afford the A7C, see, I'm not a Sony shooter, but like if let's say I was gonna go be a Sony shooter and I couldn't afford the A7C, I would honestly probably go with the ZV-E10 just because it's a little less expensive and I can start working on my lens collection because that's the great thing about Sony is like all their lenses work on all their cameras. So you can start investing more in lenses. And
they all have the same mount, but some of those some of the crop mount lenses won't work on some of the full frame cameras.
Yeah, I mean, when you get like some of those F4s are specifically for their crop sensor cameras, but at least for the most part, you can start investing more in lenses.
Because I think the A7S III doesn't go into crop mode, so you just get that vignette around the edge. But
and if you get good third-party full-frame lenses like from Tamron, I mean, to start off, you have to do some math to figure out what focal range you want it to use. But then you can, then you have an upgrade path. If you do decide to go full frame, you already have some glass ready to go. The only thing is it's a little more expensive. Like you can get that 16mm 1.4 Sigma for the APS-C line for like what $500-600. The thing is amazing.
Yep. The ZV-E10 is going to be a little bit more of a beginner camera. It's going to be more. You have it's really easy to use. Weirdly enough, it's also harder to use it in manual settings because there is a little less control with that. But it's got like some of the cool features the ZV-E10 has is it has this intelligent auto mode in video where it just controls all of your stuff. It might not always pick the best one, but it's amazing. I was going through the woods on a skateboard and it just constantly kept my exposure correctly. It changes into macro mode a lot of times. The downside of the ZV-E10 is that you can't use active stabilization if you're holding it towards yourself because it's way too cropped in. It's like a 40% crop, unless you're using the 10mm lens, which is like $1,000 lens, 10 to 18.
Right.
But if you have a lens with OSS, it does have IBIS on it. Well, it has it allows you to use the OSS from the lens.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what we suggest. A7C if you can afford it. If you can't, then maybe try the ZV-10 and just
or 6600
and build up your craft until you can get something better. But if you have the cash and you want to blow, just go. I love the flip out screen on the A7C. I love that it takes full frame glass. It's pretty much an A7 III with a little bit better colors, and the autofocus is wonderful. Autofocus and video, it's so good.
Jared will probably say Blackmagic, I'm sure, right?
I was gonna say, there you go. Like I know nothing about Sony, right? I'm on the Blackmagic Shop Live.
Like, if you don't want to, what's that?
Autofocus, just go Blackmagic,
Yeah. If you want to be
this will be a question that he can answer. The same guy, he's asking more about microphones. This is the one I meant to start off with, but we we start off with the Camera one first. Hey guys, I love your content. Been mentioning all the stuff. Wanted to start a YouTube video for vlogs, travel, talking heads, sit down videos, and interviews, tech review until I niche down. He asked about what his microphone was of choice, and we've already gone through that with you. We, especially for all those, this is the one to go.
100%.
VideoMic NTG. That's the one. Get that and an A7C and a good like 24 to 70 or a 28 to 75 new Tamron lens version 2 that came out, and you'll be good to go for everything. Vlogs, 28 millimeter is a little too zoomed in, but you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But if
I do want to
another
make a
great lens,
video.
that 17 to 28, I love that lens. It lived on my camera for a long time until I got this 24 millimeter. Ooh.
The one thing that I noticed with, if you guys watch Peter Lindgren's vlogs videos too, and even when he's not using ZV-1, remember Paul a while ago, he asked if anyone had any tips on vlogging because it's something he wasn't used to. And I just put out a whole bunch of stuff, and half the things I wrote, I don't do myself. I'm like totally guilty of not, like, I was always saying, like, don't walk around if you don't have to. Don't walk fast, stuff like that. And I started noticing he'll plant the camera somewhere and walk up to it. And you can do that in vlogging. You don't always have to have the widest lens and be moving, because a lot of times it just looks like crap anyways.
Right.
And when you're walking around like doing this, you kind of forget sometimes what you're doing, like physically, or you start thinking about like the camera too much. Like, is my settings right? Like, as I'm walking by, is my exposure changing? And in our video, Paul, that's coming out tomorrow, I was sitting around with the ND filter all day long. But if you just like plant the camera, come up to it, tell your little story, and then move on to the next scene, that's like a better way to vlog anyways. So
It is.
Yeah,
You
I
still
would
need
agree.
a wide lens though, because
You
the
just-
most
yeah,
important thing is you got to be close for audio. Like you can
True.
have
Yep.
an NTG video NTG, but if you're still using a 28 mil and you got to be way back, like your audio's still gonna suck. So at that point, if that's what you have to work with, then you go with the Rode wireless, right? So the mic's always
Yeah.
always there. But
Rode wireless goes. Yeah, those are.
I did
always
have
want
one
to be as
problem.
close to the mic as possible.
Yeah, I did have one problem with these yesterday though. I had it on my shirt, right? And I was doing an ad for I got it all set up back there, the cut stuff. And I like looked down, and the mic part that's on top like touched my throat.
Like floating.
And it was like,
yeah.
and it was like, oh hey everybody.
Yep.
I
I've
hate
had
when
that
that
issue
happens.
with clients.
They tend to like bend. If you
Oh,
put them on the inside of your shirt to try to like hide them, they'll fold sometimes towards you, and
Yeah.
you're like, you don't
Yep.
even notice it, and you're like, oh, junk, and you
so
I had that with a
after
client.
redo-
Like I had two clients. I was using the Rode Wireless Go 2s, right? And then like one guy, he kept turning because he kept turning and it kept going into his neck. And he just like, it would sound good and then sound like crap. Sound good, sound like
Yeah.
crap. But I was listening to you guys earlier, and that charging unit is awesome. I want to get one. I guarantee
like
you Rode will
$49
make one. It'll
Yeah,
take a
they're-
while
You're
because
missing out.
like 2 years ago when I got the RodeCaster, right? DexSaver came out with like their own thing, right? Like perfect for the RodeCaster. 2 years later, Rode finally came out with their own branded one. You
You
know
want to show that? You want to show that up on the screen there?
this?
Yeah.
So this is from DexSaver. This is like 2 years old. They came out with this 2 years ago.
what are you trying to get there, buddy?
Oh, I was just
Yeah.
going to take a picture and post it on Rode.
Hey, Rode, send me a Rode
never mind.
down.
Like so, you know, I think they sit back and see what other people make for accessories, and then they go out and make the same thing just with their branding and better. I mean, it kind of sucked that it took them 2 years to make one of these, because I
Yeah.
would have much rather had, I don't know, as weird as it is, like all branded the same, you know, but this works. And actually works really well.
Yeah, I think they're
They
just
will
missing
come out
out
with it.
because these are being like super hot sellers right now. And like, this is like, if you own a wireless Go system, this is like your Christmas stocking stuff
Yeah.
right here.
But watch, Rode will
it's-
come out with one and it'll
Yeah.
last for like a week, you know, it'll
Right.
charge
Yeah.
forever. It'll be really good.
Yeah, I haven't really tested it too much yet, but I mean, it definitely looks like you can charge like 9 wireless Go, so 3 times basically.
I mean, the nice thing about that is as soon as you're done with whatever you're doing, you put them back in there and they're charged
Yep.
ready for the next go. Cause that's the worst thing is I'll do client work and I'll come back and I'll unpack. And then when I got to repack up and I need that, I'm like, okay, the night before, like I got to make sure I plug those in to make sure they're
Yep.
fully charged. With that, they're always going to be charged.
I don't know if you also saw, you have the wireless Go 2s, but the Rode Connect just updated to iOS app, I think.
Yep.
So,
So you
now
can
you can
adjust
control
settings.
everything on the fly now, which is
Yep.
really cool. I think they did some other upgrades too with the Connect. I
Somebody
have
said
to
that
go back
you
in.
could use the NTG mic in the Connect now with the new
I
update.
would guess that's only to put like some post
I think that's only
processing
on
on.
desktop.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I
if you're
mean,
using it as a USB microphone,
yeah, it's probably to put like compression or something
that's
on it
probably what it is. Okay.
because it's not recording audio in your mic on that thing like it does this. So,
I mean, the best thing about the wireless Go 2s is the fact that you can set the transmitter to actually record like a track in the transmitter. So not only is it sending it to wherever it's plugged in, but it'll actually record a track, and that's
I
super
did
awesome.
I did a test on this, Jared. So I went like I went on my skateboard, turned away from the mic, and like went as far as I could, so I could show how that would work. So you
Mhm.
could go too far. I got home and I plugged it into the camera and like put my footage in, and I was like 300 meters away, and it still was connected.
Mm.
I didn't have any loss of signal, so I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
great.
well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to like make it lose signal so I can showcase that feature.
Well, I mean, that's what I love
So-
because the wireless Go 1s, even if I was super close, I would have
would-
connectivity issues. It would
Yeah.
kind of drop out, and it's frustrating because you'd have to tell the client like, all right, you got to move that a little bit. It's got to be line of
Right.
sight, like, and everything. Now, even if audio drops out, like, yeah, whatever. Like, I
Yeah.
have enough of an audio base to where I could sync up that secondary track.
Yep. And it was like it went from 200 feet to 200 yards or something like that on the new one. So
Nice.
Yeah,
but
and
yeah,
I
and
rarely have
also
problems with the other one because, like, I don't ever really want somebody to walk super far away from the camera anyway, because then you're not getting in the shot or whatever. So,
Yeah,
I
but you
mean,
can't-
I've followed real estate agents through a house with the original Gen 1s and had no problems. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it also just depends where you're at too. Yeah, more interference.
So, the podcast, since Kyle and I don't have them, tell us what your experience is. Why do you love it? And I
Do
just
it.
love to hear more about that because I really want one doing these streams. I really, really have been tempted to
Well, man, you should just repurpose the audio for a podcast. You should just rip the audio and make a podcast. Because why not? If people can't join the stream,
Right.
and maybe there's somewhere where they can't like watch it, listen to it. I do that with a lot of different streams that just rip the audio and upload it for podcasts. Because while I'm working and I'm shooting stuff, like if I'm out doing real estate photography, I can just listen. It's great. It's a lot easier than pulling up YouTube and then. I have premium, so I can still listen when the phone's locked. But yeah, give your audience the most amount of ways to listen. So you should start a podcast. Come on, Paul.
You might have to call back Rode and get that RodeCaster, and I just want the button bars. There's button bars on the thing, isn't there?
Button bar. I mean, there's
You can
there's
pre-program like
buttons. There's buttons.
you can pre-program like sound effects on those.
Yeah, like I mean, you should be able to hear like my intro song.
Oh, okay,
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do I have on here? Another song.
Oh, I thought you had a tape recorder sound. That's cool.
So yeah,
So
you
that's
can
nice.
Yeah, super
See,
nice.
I
You can do
want
sound effects
something.
too.
Okay, I wanted something to transition to different segments for this that we have down the road. So
We
and I think they just did it so you can do MIDI controls too. So I mean, they can almost act like a Stream Deck now, where you can push the buttons and program them if you want to.
Yes,
switch them
I
over
saw that.
way.
Becky and Chris did something about that.
Yeah, super cool.
Did you now you bought all this stuff before you built a relationship with Rode, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot of it.
it's usually
Nice.
how it works.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean
If you don't have
cool.
the stuff, they usually won't. That's the joke. Is like by the time you have all the stuff, that's when they want to send you stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
already got it.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm in a band and I'm endorsed to the brand that's called Orange Amps. I have my little practice amp here, but we didn't have a relationship until we pretty much had them already, and once we got endorsed to them, and then it was like buy more stuff, and get stuff at cost and whatever. So
so Jared, I forget what the heck I was going to ask you now. It had to do with
who do you got coming up
Nick
on your
leaving,
show?
man? Isn't that sad?
Yeah, that is a bummer. Because now I gotta build this relationship with a new guy. Even though it's the same company and stuff, like you have your your personal relationships with people at certain
And
certain
did you go ahead?
companies,
Did you email that? Did you email them and say hi and something like that? I haven't done that yet.
No,
I
I
was
haven't.
probably
I don't
gonna
want to
do-
bombard the guy. And,
What's
and
that?
like honestly, I mean, I should keep the relationship up, but I don't care about getting free stuff. Like I really just have everything I need already. Like maybe they'll come out with something new and it'll be really cool. But yeah, I tweeted this yesterday. Just because something new comes out, right, doesn't
Right.
mean what you had the day before it came out is now useless. Like you can still create. You don't need the latest and greatest. And like, don't get me wrong. Like I had to keep telling myself that because there's a lot of stuff coming out that I really want. It
Especially
doesn't
this
mean
month,
what you
right?
have doesn't work. What's up?
Especially this month, right? I mean, gosh,
Like
It's about the need.
I wanted a new
though.
Mac-
I'm
MacBook after that
trying
new
not to
MacBook.
watch YouTube. I'm really trying not to watch YouTube right now,
I'm-
or
yeah,
be
I'm-
on Instagram or be on Twitter because it's all about everybody's getting the new stuff. And like for anybody watching this, like don't feel bad because a lot of these people, I mean, they're putting it on credit cards and going into a lot of debt. Like
right? It's not
some
good.
are. It's not good.
Or they're
And
just
gonna
getting it
feel it
sent
like
for-
a year from now when that 0% like wears off.
Or they're just being
Um,
sent it and they have to send it back.
Yeah. So
So-
it's all marketing. Keep that in mind. Only buy what you can afford. Sell some stuff. Like right now, I'm trying to sell some gear because like the one thing I am planning on buying is the new DJI Mavic 3. Like because I do so much drone
But
work.
you do some real estate, so it just makes sense.
Right. Like but it also makes sense where I don't need it. Right. But I want it. So, but I'm trying to make it work by selling, I got lenses that I don't necessarily use all the time and I can do without. And I got other lenses that fit that focal range. So it's like, I don't need those. Like I'll sell those. But yeah, just, you don't need the latest and greatest. What you have still works.
Yeah.
That's a great segment to kind of end this off on. Even though I just got all this stuff from, I know it's like kind of hypocrisy. I just got all this stuff from, you don't need any of this stuff. But honestly, if you get like a good NTG mic and you can hold on to this, like Kyle was saying, for years, and yeah, Rode might come up with like a new updated version of it in the next few years, but it doesn't mean that this is all of a sudden bad. So like it's an investment. And I think audio is the most, I mean, you hear this all the time on YouTube. I know I probably sound like a dead record, but like audio is the most important thing. People will deal with bad video, but if your audio sounds like trash, then people will zone out. So going back to the last guy's question about what if you can afford the camera, yeah, I would say if you can make sure you can afford this microphone before you decide what camera you're going to buy, because you should buy this for sure, and then if you can still afford to buy the full frame camera A7C, go for that. But you need to make sure you get good audio, and this will last you. There's tons of YouTubers that still just use this for their talking heads and their vlogging and all. So this is the way to go.
Yep. I mean, when it comes to buying gear, you buy just like anything. Buy the best that you can afford. And if you can't afford the best that's going to fit your needs, wait until you can. Otherwise, you're going to buy something just because you're like, well, that's what wasn't within my budget. And you might be disappointed. You might have buyer's remorse because you didn't get what you really wanted. And so you're going to be disappointed, and you probably won't create as much with that piece of gear because it's really not what you want. Or you're just going to later on go and buy the other one eventually. And now you're just spending more money. So
exactly.
So he's basically saying skip the A7 IV, save up a little bit more money, buy the A7S III.
Telling everybody to skip
just
these
kidding.
skip the damn MacBook Pros, right? Like, I mean, unless that's your workhorse and you edit on a computer.
I need a new. My 10-bit footage from this camera just sucks on my computer, and my computer is pretty, like Paul saw it the other day. I have a pretty built up, spec'd out Mac, and I still can't run 10-bit footage.
It destroys my computer, and my computer is like a year and a half old. Like I bought it like the MacBook Pro, the last 15-inch model that they made in 2019, like 2 months before the 16 inch came out, and this thing was like the best graphics card, a good i9 processor, and it's still like 10-bit footage is not playable on this computer.
Oh yeah, no man, I get it. Like my laptop I use just for like basically dumping footage while I'm out and about, like onto hard drives. It's not for editing. Like I can't. It's a MacBook Pro, but it's like a 2018. It's just you can't edit basically any camera's footage on it at this point. Like with the cameras that are available, my My 27-inch is like late 2019, 5 point whatever K, like monitor, all spec'd out. I added more RAM because the nice thing with the 27-inch, right? They have those RAM doors, so you can add more RAM. So I spec that out, and it's great. But I still got to do proxies, right? I still got to do proxies, especially with working with Black Magic footage. So the M1s are super nice, and if that's what you need, get it. I'm just going to hold out because they haven't put it in a 27-inch yet. Like I don't want a 21-inch. Like I want
that's
a big
what I
one.
want. Well, that's the thing is you can buy the laptop and then get a separate monitor, but then it's like these Mac monitors are so nice, and I don't want like I don't know, like I'd have to buy another screen, and that's another $600
I
for a
use
good
a laptop
one.
for everything, and I use it on a stand, and the 15-inch is perfectly fine for me.
Yeah,
but
until you get a
I would
27-inch.
love to have one of those like super wide monitors that has you can see like the entire timeline. Oh gosh! So if you're watching, no, I'm just kidding.
Spend wisely. On that note, I do have to run, guys, because I got to cook dinner.
It's great. We got to go anyway because we're trying to keep this to about an hour stream. We're already over that. So thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for giving us your input. Everybody go check out Jared Spink's channel, the Hive, and his Hive podcast. I'll put links down in the description before when this is over. Thanks for joining us, man. And
yeah, man. And congrats on all the new gear.
Oh, thank you so much for putting a good word in for me.
See ya.
I owe you. I'll use some coffee one day when I come to San Diego. All right. Well, that was lovely. We'll have to have him on again when we actually kick off this camera camp creator camp.
I'm going to post his link real quick in our chat if you guys want to go check out his channel. Jared's channel, it's actually under Jared Spink. It's not under Hive Podcast, I don't think. As far as the YouTube channel goes, I think it's under his name still. But he does his channel. He brings on lots of different industry professionals and creatives and content creators, and it's an awesome interview channel. Me and Paul have been on his podcast as well, and he has a very good channel, and I think he's still growing as well. But go check that out for sure because he's got some really interesting people that's been on that channel interviews that are good to learn from.
Absolutely. Well, I think we had a great show tonight. Obviously, I got all this fun stuff from Rode, and now I got to throw some boxes away. But wow, next week my audio should sound way better and look a little bit more pleasing, right? So, thank you, Rode, for sending out all these goodies. If you actually end up watching this video, and thanks for hanging out with me tonight, Kyle. I think we're probably a few weeks out still from the creator camp, but we can't wait to start that stream off. Once again, if you guys missed it, this is our new graphics for this. This is a little bit of a little sneak peek of the logo design. We're still working on it. We're still getting everything situated, but
we got to film a bunch of intros and segments and transitions to different parts. So I mean, it's going to take a little bit of work here still, but yeah, it's going to be fun.
Should be awesome. But go out there and buy your good audio because audio is the most important. And go subscribe to Jared. Go subscribe to Kyle and I. If you haven't already, we do streams every week on Wednesday nights. So check us out. And you guys know that I will see you guys in the future.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! One shot for the kill, the breeze cut, freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares. A ball break sky high, check the movement is here. Yeah, it's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Go!